Ho, ho, ho. I wish John Cena would play Santa Claus in a movie. Like Bill Goldberg did, but not Bill Goldberg. John Cena. You can't see me.
Would he still have the beard?
He's got to have the beard. He's just John Cena, but with the beard and Kris Kringle outfit. Flying around on his reindeer and shit.
Now, does he get real method and just put on a shit ton of weight?
That'd be awesome. Who else could play a good Santa, you think, that's not gigantic and buff?
Probably
not Jared Leto.
No. I'm surprised they never had, what's his name? From Roseanne.
I was just going to say, John Goodman probably would have been a good one if he's never done it. Of course, I don't know. Well, he might be old enough now. The age is also a factor. What about Tim Allen? He did a good one.
Did he, though?
I mean, if you like Tim Allen.
That was good.
How do you get famous off of that stupid noise? So
he just grounded and made power sound noises. And did coke.
And then he got to play Santa Claus. And, is he Woody or is he Buzz?
Buzz.
He's Buzz. Nitro. He could be Santa.
Yeah.
He's wintry. Or he could play, I guess he could be Rudolph or something.
I showed my mom the picture from when he was a pup. She wanted me to tell you that he was a cute, adorable little pup.
That he was. And then he grew up and became a monster.
No, because then I showed her, like, the Christmas pictures and stuff like that, and she's like, well, he must be very well-mannered, like, if he just lets them do that to him all the time.
Good boy. He's always been a good boy. Except for when he was little and not a good boy. But then he became a good boy.
As long as you don't mess with the bone.
Don't touch his bone. Any of his bones. Oh, man. You know who I would like to see Santa? Play Santa in a movie or a TV show or something? Joey Diaz.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be a good one. Like a bad Santa style movie, but Joey Diaz. Billy Bob did a good Santa if you count just a drunken buffoon. Yeah. He's not anything like Santa. But Joey Diaz looks the part, and he's pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Yeah, baby. Great. Oh, good job. Just headbutt the mic. Yeah. Just nodding off over there.
You're not the only one that's had it rough today, sir. Ain't not as bad as you, bud.
This is going to be a long episode.
Or a very short one.
I hope very short. We'll see how it goes. Hey there, everyone. You are listening to the Drunken Pen Writing Podcast. I'm your host, Caleb James. With me, as always, Spencer, the Calabash Cuckold Church. I don't know where Calabash is.
No. I feel you used cuckold before, though.
I thought I just went with cuck.
Maybe that's what it is. I apologize.
You fucking... Oh, no, we gotta be jolly.
Lord, I apologize.
Swearing. Yeah. Sweet baby Jesus, Baby Jesus the right one to... Oh, come on, man. You don't need the water. Just fucking cool it.
It's not even hot.
Why does he do that? No other time does he go in there and... So we figured with it being Christmas Eve and all, if I have the gumption to put this episode out on time, we are going to go and talk about the 16 best Christmas books to read this holiday season. How do you feel about that, Spencer?
Yeah, I mean...
You going to read any? No.
No, probably not.
This is from Time magazine. I don't know. It just says Time.
Have you looked through yet? Is the Grinch on there? Because it better be.
I don't know. Let's bust into this biatch. Oh, you're going to have a list of the 16 best books, but you're not going to put a number on them. How do I know what's 1 and what's 16? Well, now we're lost.
It's up to suggestive, I guess. It's like the Joker, you know. It's the view decides what's first and what's last.
I suppose. Well, in no particular order, we have A Christmas Story by Gene Shepard. Oh, that's just I didn't know that was a book. You know, the Christmas Story movie with the "You'll shoot your eye out, kid."
Yeah.
Be warned, A Christmas Story is funny enough to make any Scrooge laugh out loud. The classic 1983 comedy movie A Christmas Story draws inspiration from the anecdotes you can find in Gene Shepard's 1966 and 1971 essay collection to tell a story for the ages. Essays, huh? No about them there essays. Retold in full in this collection, A Christmas Story is perfect for anyone looking for a good chuckle this winter. The semi-autobiographical tale focuses on 9-year-old Ralphie Parker's shenanigans and scheming to receive grown-up gifts like an air rifle during one Christmas. I've seen the movie so many times.
Again, I didn't say, I know we're supposed to be supporting literature and words and stuff like that, but there's no way anybody's going to read that when you can just turn on to like TBS and watch
the movie
anytime for the next like 2 days of Christmas.
The exact same thing goes for the next entry here. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Robert L. May.
I don't think that's one is on as much, I think.
It's still on.
Well, yeah, but it's not on like all the time. I think that one could probably be kind of interesting to read, like especially if you had like little kids, I would think.
True. The iconic song isn't the only way to share the story of the world's most beloved reindeer this holiday season. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer started as a book in 1939 when Robert L. May, a copywriter, was tasked with writing a new story for Christmas. Now, more than half a century later, the story of Rudolph is inextricable from seasonal celebrations. This edition of the book features the original 1939 illustrations by Denver Gillen, which paved the way for how we see the famous red-nosed reindeer. Man, I could imagine in 1939 people weren't that cheerful.
Why would
the Great Depression?
They have no reason to be.
No. I mean, if Rudolph had a red nose, it was because he was an alcoholic. Like that, it's not because he was flying through the sky. That's what I like to read. A drunk, post-jazz era Rudolph. He's in his 20s in the jazz era. He's living, he's, partying. And then come the 30s, Great Depression hits. He loses all his money and he's just drinking bathtub gin.
His nose is red, but for other reasons.
That's what I just said. You can pay attention to my jokes?
Yeah, I was. I was just reiterating.
No, I didn't like the way you were trying to steal my thunder. We should fight for Christmas. Just post a picture of each of us, bloodied and battered. I don't know how to say this one. You can read it.
No, if you can't say it, what makes you think I can say it? I have trouble with normal words.
The Tailor of Gloucester by Beatrix Potter. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with this one.
One of the best children's Christmas books is The Tale of Peter Rabbit, author Beatrix Potter's iconic Christmas tale, The Tailor of Gloucester. The book's premise is a bit distressing. A poor tailor works hard to make it through a cold and long winter, but the story brightens up early on as the tailor discovers a group of mice who want to help him do his work. I've heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know it was called The Tailor of Gloucester. Gloucester. It's one of those fancy British words, isn't it? The Greatest Gift by Philip Van Dorenstern. I like that guy's name.
I think his name's too short.
Too short?
Too short. He needs a little. I'm not sure if I can pick him out between all the others Phil Von Descousters out there,
I would surmise to say he probably changed his name and shortened it when he came to the Americas. It was probably Philip Von Dorensternsensteinchen, as you will have. Pretty much everyone has seen the Oscar-winning classic Christmas movie It's a Wonderful Life, which it wasn't the main thing with that. That movie sucked ass back in the day. Nobody watched it.
No, people hated it.
And then TBS or something just bought the rights to it or took it because it was like free.
Yeah.
And now they just put it all the time. No, it's a great Christmas.
Yeah.
Jimmy Stewart. Oh, golly gee willikers. Mm-hmm. I want to live.
I always wanted somebody to do the opposite of that story, and they go back and they check on everybody, and everybody's better when he's gone. But but instead of that making him sad, that actually makes him happy. And so he's like, so if I come back, they're all fucked. Okay, just have the opposite of that.
That sounds like a terrible life. Not a wonderful life at all.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be a wonderful life.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows that story, so let's go to the next one. Ooh, I did want to read this at some point in my life. The Polar Express by Chris Van Allsburg. What's with these Chris Vans and Van? Everybody got the Van in their name. Philip Van Dorenstern, Chris Van Allsburg. In the realm of Christmas books for children, The Polar Express is hard to beat. The 1985, I didn't know it was that recent. The 1985 book which inspired the 2004 animated movie starring Tom Sex Machine Hanks, tells the story of a young boy woken up by a train waiting outside his house on Christmas Eve. The boy goes on a wild Christmas adventure that any child would envy, befriending elves and even Santa Claus along the way, with plenty of teachable moments sprinkled throughout, as you will. This next one is pretty much, kind of like your work life. The Nutcracker, E.T.A. Hoffman. He likes that one.
Yeah, he does.
Originally written in 1816, the story of German author E.T.A. Hoffman's The Nutcracker has become a holiday icon in its own right. I always just know the dancing and the prancing.
I always thought it was really creepy. I still kind of think it's kind of creepy.
The Nutcracker?
Yeah.
Just
because anytime they showed you'd see them on the plays or any time they try to show anything, you just have these huge giant nutcrackers chasing these people, and I couldn't even tell you what the story was because it just freaked me out so much when I was young. I was just I don't want nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I remember seeing the ballet Nutcracker at one point in time. And I was just I don't like it.
Yeah, it's just something's off about it.
Yeah. Amazing Piece, a Christmas poem by Maya Angelou. Any Maya Angelou writing can have a warming effect on a reader, and she shines on Christmas poetry. Amazing Piece encourages and inspires readers to experience togetherness and serenity. It is Christmas time, a halting of hate time, Angelou writes in the illuminating spiritual poem. Sorry, my brain short-circuited for a minute.
I thought I was going to have to come over there and give you a smack on the back of the head.
Piemen, Hagen, Wagen, Bergen, Lurflurgen. Caleb, are you going full on Dutch? What's happening? Schlurminlagen. Yeah, it is Christmas time, a halting of hate time, Angelou writes in the illuminating spiritual poem. That's one you can read right now, Spencer. Off air. A Christmas Carol and Other Stories by Charles Mighty Stash Dickens. A Christmas Carol has been the quintessential classic Christmas book for generations. He wrote that when he really needed some money too, right? Isn't that why he put out the Christmas Carol? He just was fucking hurting. And he's I gotta write something. He wrote it in a couple weeks or something crazy.
Probably.
Charles Dickens' story follows the embittered Ebenezer Scrooge, which is one of the best names ever created. Yeah. A man who hates Christmas and all that it represents. But everything changes for Scrooge when three ghosts visit to retell the stories of his past, present, and future. This edition of the story also reprints 4 other lesser-known Christmas tales by Dickens. I feel like I've seen a porn parody of that was hilarious, but I can't remember. I'm trying to think of the title. It was something... I think it was A Christmas in Carol or something like that.
Yes.
It was something so stupid. I just remember the ghost chain thing. It was just shitty guy painted white. It was real shitty looking.
That or it's always something dumb like that, or it's Christmas Carol XXX.
You just I hate when they do that. Yeah. Hercule Pirouette Pirwaka Takalaka.
Drop it, Agatha.
Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. From one of our most celebrated mystery writers comes this intense and spooky story for the holidays. That might be up my alley. Agatha, I don't like the heartwarming stuff that much. Be in the mood, which is once a year. I won't tell you when that day is because I don't want to be warm-hearted like my icy cold heart. Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot's Christmas is not for the faint of heart. The page-turning detective story focuses on a murder that happens in the Lee family home on Christmas Eve. I should read it the whole time like that. When Hercule Poirot, who is visiting a friend for the holidays, offers to help the family solve the murder, he finds himself entangled in a web of suspicion.
The only thing that would top that is if we double back to the thought fiction and then read it.
Do the Irish, my terrible Irish accent. The James Joyce fart fiction for those who are unaware of such high standards that we at DPW like to maintain, and things we like to share with you. Letter from Father Christmas, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Which that one kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Though J.R.R. Tolkien is known for his prolific Lord of the Rings series, the author wrote about more than just hobbits and wizards. I did not know that either. Each Christmas, Tolkien wrote letters to his children that detailed stories of adventures on the North Pole. But for these 4 kids, the letters weren't from their father. They were from Father Christmas himself.
Well, that just seems like he didn't want to pay for gifts. I mean...
Cheap ass. Letters from Father Christmas is an inventive and kid-friendly collection of stories from one of our greatest fantasy writers. Interesting. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Though Little Women needs no introduction, it may not always be considered a Christmas classic. However, Louisa May Alcott's iconic 19th century coming-of-age novel, in which 4 sisters share the stories of their adolescence, is ideal for a reread this time of year and delivers memorable Christmas elements. We should go on a bent. You, not me, should go on like a Jane Austen and Louisa May Alcott and all them, Emily Dickinson. You should go on a bender of all the Jane Austen.
I'll do that.
Pride and Prejudice and.
I'll get super on that right now.
And yeah. Hey, Spencer. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss.
Goddamn right.
By the way, it is actually pronounced Dr. Seuss, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's Dr. Seuss as we know him, but I'm pretty sure he pronounced it Seuss, as in like noise almost, or soy sauce. Nobody's going to call you Seuss, dude. It's a stupid sounding. Just be Seuss. After there was Ebenezer Scrooge, everybody knows the fucking Grinch. I'm not going on. The Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas there ever a night before Christmas on which this poem's iconic opening line was forgotten. Though there are many adaptations of Clement Clark Moore's rhyming lines, the original still reigns as one of the best classic Christmas poems of all time. This edition features beautiful illustrations by Tasha Tudor, making it a captivating read to share with children. I would just... Oh, shit, I hit a button. I would just like everybody to know, these things keep saying this edition, but there's no link to click to find said edition. So I don't know what the fudge they're talking about, but they do have a picture, so I guess you have to look it up yourself. Look in the show notes, and you can go to the Shitty Time website.
Because, their time wouldn't have their shit on lock, be like, we're talking about this. Check it out here. Why...
Check it out, say. Minnie got real mad at me the other day because I went real old timey and I was just like, sing, you know what I'm talking about, sing. What you need to do, sing. And I just started beating her.
She's got mad. Did you pull your pants away up?
To my nipples, yeah. And all of a sudden I just popped out a fedora out of nowhere. Afterward, A Ghost Story for Christmas by Edith Wharton. Pulitzer Prize-winning author Edith Wharton has published a plethora of acclaimed novels, short stories, and poems, but this lesser-known work is ideal for the holiday season. Wharton's story Afterward, A Ghost Story for Christmas, is the perfect hybrid of Halloween and Christmas, right up my alley, actually. Afterward may frighten more than it will inspire with holiday joy, but what's Christmas without a little excitement?
Bum, 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 bum.
Wicked, 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 Wild, Wild West. Strolling to the Wild, Wild West. When I think of excitement, I think of Will Smith's Wild, Wild West. I don't know about you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Fucking, I don't know. What fool don't think of Wild, Wild West is the most exciting movie ever made? By the way, I went on an Indiana Jones bender this weekend. I watched every single Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, yeah?
It's been so long since I've seen them. And the Crystal Skull was not great.
Oh, no.
It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. It was still a fun Indiana Jones movie. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
As far as the other ones especially. But at least it didn't have Indy, that dumb lady. I didn't like her at all in the second one. A Christmas Memory by Truman Capote. I don't know if I could talk like Truman Capote, can you?
No.
I don't even know how he really talked. I just know what Philip Seymour Hoffman sounded like when he played him in the movies. Truman Capote, the man behind Breakfast at Tiffany's, also wrote the classic short story A Christmas Memory. I don't know if that's good enough. Truman Capote, the man behind Breakfast at Tiffany's, also wrote the classic short story A Christmas Memory, which was first published in 1956. The story centers on a young boy named Buddy, whose best friend is his cousin, an older woman, with whom he makes fruitcakes from scratch in the beloved tale. This Christmas classic is actually a semi-fictional account of Capote's own childhood. Oh, that's wholesome. Oh, no. Oh, God. Speaking of those lady books we were talking about, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. She's your favorite Bronte sister, right?
There's more?
Whoa, blasphemy!
Yeah, I guess.
Blasphemous, Spencer. I'm gonna be sick.
Well, wake me up. I want to be woke. Tell me about it.
No.
Okay.
Through Wuthering Heights is the only book by... You never seen it on Family Guy? And they always make fun of the Bronte sisters?
I kind of remember it, but...
Alright. Shame. The Wuthering Heights is the only book by Emily Bronte. Both the novel and its enduring fame speak for themselves. This classic work of Gothic fiction features scenes set during Christmas. It's perfect to read by candlelight and teaches its readers about passion, morality, and humanity. And that is it. That is the list. Read those books by Christmas Spencer.
Okay.
You don't got much time. I don't know. Can you add Jane Eyre to that list? Is that Christmassy?
I don't know.
That's by Charlotte Bronte, by the way. The sister that you don't know.
We were
just talking about the book.
We could always expand this out until, like, Die Hard. Die Hard of Christmas or not? Would you consider that?
I wasn't really a Die Hard fan.
But, I mean, do you consider it Christmas, though? The debate, is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie?
Does the movie take place in Christmas time?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's Christmas. Fuck does it matter?
Any movie that takes place during December is a Christmas movie?
I don't know. Is The Passion of the Christ a Christmas movie?
I never looked at it that way before, to be honest with you.
I feel like, should be, like, kind of important to the holiday season, right? So now Mel Gibson made it, so you get in the Christmas spirit through 5 hours of torture.
That's how you get into the Christmas spirit.
I never saw that movie.
Me neither.
I always thought Denzel Washington should have played Jesus. Not Jim Caviezel.
Yeah.
Or at least like a Middle Eastern looking guy.
Yeah. What's his name now that's all buff?
Kamal...
Yeah.
Gianji. I forget his name.
The guy from Silicon Valley.
I always thought he was funny, but I didn't know he could just be... But again, isn't he... I don't know if he's Iraqi or Iranian, but if he's from one of those countries, for some reason those guys get really, really buff real fast.
It's probably something to be like... Because they probably don't have like a lot of fat to begin, like that excess fat, Yeah. I mean, that's whenever you come over here and you eat a whole bunch of cheeseburgers and stuff like that, but...
I eat the cheeseburgers. I like the burgers with the cheese.
What's weird about it is him, he had, like, the crazy, like, bicep veins. Like, normally the veins are, like, in the forearm,
I didn't want to say anything, but I think he might have been a little bit on the roids, because he's, like, 42 years old, so, I mean, in 1 year, you turn into that.
Yeah. But, though, I mean... If they were paying you, like, whatever they're paying Disney, like, whatever Disney is paying him, I would probably do steroids too.
Oh, yeah, I'd fucking put him right in my butt, or wherever you put him.
I mean, and, like, I'm a huge fan too, but, I mean,
yeah.
The Rock
The
Rock has had to take something at some point in time.
Yeah. Well, he's admitted back in the past that he did.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Because that's probably, like, he's taller now than what he used to be.
Kumail Nanjiani is Pakistani.
Yeah.
So that's one of those. That's over there. Is Pakistan Asia? Like Afghanistan?
I'm not sure.
Damn it, Spencer! Thought you were a geologist or something.
No.
What are those guys that make maps called?
Map makers?
No. Something grapher. I hate when the refrigerator starts to, like, power up.
Hey, do you want cold food or not?
I don't think it's getting cold. I think it heats it up when it does that. It gets too cold.
It's just shooting, like, radio waves into your food. You're gonna be the Hulk one of these days.
I hope so. I'm sure that's not what's gonna happen. I'll just make it like a tumor on my forehead that's very unsightly. And has little teeth. What is your favorite Christmas story, Spencer? Movies, TV shows? No comic books.
Why is there always no comics?
Because that's too easy for you.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't have an hour extra of time for you to discuss
just to ramble on and on and on and on about. I don't know. Like, Christmas isn't like Christmas stories. Whenever, like, even when, like, I was a kid, it wasn't like I was really into, like, the Charlie Brown, stuff, or, I mean, that was always, the Grinch was always seemed to be on, I guess, but.
That's a great answer. Well, the Grinch was on TV, I guess that's something.
Yeah, I mean, the Grinch was always kind of cool,
I always liked the Christmas story that was just wholesome enough, yet had enough rambunctiousness and slight adult themes that I felt connected to.
Yeah.
But, Christmas isn't my holiday. I'm a Halloween guy. I don't Don't lick the doorknob. Weirdo. He's trying to open it.
Hey. I'll do whatever I want to do, Caleb. If I want to lick the doorknob to your kitchen door.
It's dirty, though. Yeah, I don't know what I would really say as far as reading-wise. I can't remember. Like, I think I've read like A Christmas Carol way back when. Oh, God. Sorry, that doorknob is sticky. I had to taste it after you did. No, Noah's Ark. Sorry, my brain is fried. This has been a bad day. So I would say my favorite all-time Christmas story was Dante's Inferno. I wish we could have bad guy music in real life when we walk down the street. I feel like we deserve it. Or at least action music. Like, could you imagine just walking in and work?
It might actually help me get into like a working mood.
Yeah. Fucking flipping shit and taking names. Well, speaking of Christmas, give the gift that keeps on giving. Downward slanted toilets. Because that's what people want. What fuck created that? What a jerk. Could you imagine? You're at an office and your fucking shitty boss bought those downward slanted toilets. They're made in the UK at the moment to keep people from spending too much time in the bathroom. After 5 minutes or so, apparently it's unbearable. I don't know who's only pooping for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I have legit bowel movements that take more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I don't want all the pressure to be on my knees. My knees hurt enough as is. I would literally probably just poop in the urinal if that's the case. I don't know who set that up. That person's a jerk. And if it becomes mainstream, it'll be hilarious to see how many of those toilets get destroyed.
There's enough shit on the floor in public places as there is. Like, we don't need more reason or cause to make more.
Yuck. Yuck and yuck. So anyway, as this episode should be posted on Christmas Eve, we here at DPW wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Is there any other holidays?
No, I'm sure there are, but whatever they are, have a good one, you know.
We hope the holiday season is spectacular, and we will have an episode for the New Year's, and that one will be a lot more interesting. Because,
probably.
I don't know how many of you guys and ladies are listening to this, but if you are, thanks for sticking around, I guess.
Yep, appreciate it all.
We really just pulled this one out of our ass, though.
That's where they all come from.
That's where everything comes from. But we could have a whole episode about Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of things we could have a whole episode on, but I don't know if it'd be necessarily appropriate. What about we just really go into the storytelling of Home Improvement?
How about last night? I don't want to talk about Home Improvement. Last night, I was looking up Michael Moorcock books, and because I was thinking, like, for like a smaller bookcast or even just a book of the month episode, doing like a fantasy book, because I don't read much fantasy outside of like maybe like Neil Gaiman or something, but like more hard fantasy. And mainly because I don't like the way a lot of it's written. It's boring and predictable. But
and there's normally not a short.
No, it's usually a huge series. But Michael Moorcock, like, he had the Elric of, what the fuck is it? Melbourne or Lebanon or something series. And it's there's a whole bunch of books in the series, but they're no more than 200 pages each. And I was reading like one of the descriptions, like an excerpt, and it was really, like, the descriptions are really good. So I was like, I would actually probably get into this just to, even just to read the first one, just to try it out. Could not find even a paperback edition of the first book that cost less than $200.
Jesus.
Yeah, and all the ones after that in that series, because there's like 6 of them or something, they're all like $5, $3. Like get a new because that was a reprint. It wasn't like a first edition. It was just a reprint. It was like 100 on Barnes and Noble or something, or 150. I forget. But I was just like, God damn it! So I was looking at fantasy books, and I asked Ash. I was like, Hey, look through this list to see if there's anything maybe that pops out at you. He was like, oh, I'll be interested in this one. And he picked out one that's it's over 600 pages for the first volume, and it's 10 volumes long. And when I was reading the reviews, apparently the guy is like one of those RPG makers or something.
Oh,
like
God.
there's like over 2,000 characters. They all have big roles. I'm sorry, man. I told him right. I was like, that's too much, man. We'd have to create a separate podcast just to cover that.
Why did I get to look at no list of the fantasy names and stuff? And
because I bailed on it.
oh,
I mean, if you want to, I didn't. None of the other books appealed to me. I don't even remember what the list was, but here, I'll send it to you. I just, the book he picked out was Malazan Book of the Fallen by Steven Erikson. But it's like a big RPG campaign almost. And I was reading the reviews were not good for it for the most part because people were like, I don't understand what the fuck's happening. It's just like volumes and volumes of just confusion. But he said he was interested because he heard it was really good. And some other people did say it was amazing. But I was like, I want something easy to read. That's the opposite. Like that's why I was looking at the Michael Moorcock books.
That's like, how about you start on that and let us know when you get like halfway through what you think.
Yeah, but I would like to do a fantasy one. And Michael Moorcock does have other series. Maybe I just read one of those. Because like I'm interested. I just want to see his writing style because he's like the other kind of Alan Moore. Like him and Alan Moore are buddies or something. So if that tells you anything, but he's not as
Wait. Alan Moore has buddies?
Michael Moorcock.
Is it because they both have Moore in their name? Or?
I think it's just because they write about fantasy and sci-fi.
I just fucking assumed Alan Moore hated everything.
Now, the Elric of Malibanon series is which I was having a problem with, was most of the books I found were the remastered comic book version. Like they made it into a comic book version. I wanted the writing.
Yeah, with the actual thing.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll choose that. Maybe we'll do a DBS episode sometime about that, or I don't know. But you folks, you guys have a merry holiday and all that jazz. We'll catch you for the new year where we'll get funky down and dirty. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. And
see you next year.
Sayonara. No, well, they'll see us before next year. The day before, actually. It's a Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.